guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this green smoky makeup look. So let's go ahead and jump into this tutorial as usual. I'm going to start off with my Makeup Revolution Concealer in C12. I'm going to use this to carve underneath my brows as well as prime my eyes. So I'm first going in with a flat brush, then blending it all out so I have a nice smooth surface to apply my shadows. I'm going to go in with a little bit of tape on the side of my eye just to make sure I get a clean look once I'm done applying everything. And then we're going to jump into eyeshadows. I'm using the Colored Raine Vivid Bright Shadows today. The first color I'm going in with is Level Up, and it's this really pretty like grass green eyeshadow. So I'm going to apply that onto my crease first using a Morphe M506 brush. I have 3 separate M506 brushes for each green eyeshadow that I'm going into. So every new green eyeshadow that I use, I'm using a different brush that's designated for that specific color. I'm going in next with the Morphe 35B palette, and I'm going to be using this kind of lighter green to blend out the edges of a Level Up from Colored Raine. And I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that the edges are really well blended and there's no harsh lines. I'm then going to go in with another Colored Raine shadow in the shade Squad. This is the darkest shadow that I'm using today, and I'm applying that directly onto the crease to smoke out the look and give it more of like that dramatic effect. Again, I'm going in with a separate M506 brush, so I have one for Level Up, one for that lighter green, and then I have a separate one for this color. So now I'm going to go ahead and start working on the lid space. I'm using a little bit more of that Makeup Revolution concealer onto the lid to prime for the next shadow. I'm only applying a small amount of this because I don't really want to do a cut crease for this look, but I do want to give the shadow something to kind of hold and stick onto. So I'm just going in with that concealer and then blending out the edges just to make sure there's no harsh lines, because again, this isn't like a cut crease look. I want everything to be like super soft. So I'm going to go in next with the Colored Raine Cheers to Beauty palette, and I'm using the shade Grandeur, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply this on top of that concealer and fill in that little empty space on the lid. I'm then going to go in with the Peaches pigment in the shade Rattlesnake. Oh my gosh, you guys, this pigment is so pretty. I'm not even going to try to describe like what kind of color this is because I'm totally going to get it wrong. I just know that it like shows up green, and I thought it would be perfect with this look because it does, but it has like more of like a duochrome effect. It is so gorgeous. But I'm just going to go ahead and pop that onto the lid and use a little bit of my NYX Glitter Primer just to give it something to stick onto. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with Squad from Colored Raine, and I'm going to start smoking out the lash line. So I'm using a really small brush to do this, and I'm just kind of slowly building up like that smokiness on the outer corner. I also went in with some black eyeshadow from the 35B palette and added that to the outer part of the lash line as well to smoke it out. And then I went back in with the same brush that I used to apply Squad and just went over the black eyeshadow just to make sure it's not like too crazy or anything like that, because we want like a little baby smoke on the outer corner, nothing too crazy. I'm going to prep my lashes with the Lancome Mousier Big Mascara, and then for lashes, I'm going in with Lilly lashes in the style NYC. Shout out to them for sending these over too. They sent me like a couple of their lash styles, and I'm really loving these. These are mad cute and super fluffy. I'm going to use a pair of tweezers to pop those babies on, and then just use my lash curlers to press my natural lashes and the false lashes together so everything is really seamless. Moving on to skin, I'm going to start off priming my skin using a Covergirl primer. This is their pore minimizing primer. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that pretty much all over the cheeks. That's usually where I have like the largest pores, and whatever is left, I'm just going to go ahead and spread that across the rest of my skin. I kind of wanted a little bit of like glow underneath my foundation, so I also went in with Wet n Wild's liquid highlighter and just applied it to the high points of the face and blended it out using my fingers. I was originally using a brush, but it just wasn't really like looking how I wanted it to, so I just kind of blended out the rest using my finger. I'm then going to go in with the Covergirl Trublend Matte Made Foundation in the shade T70 with a Sigma F80 brush. I really like this foundation because it's not super full coverage. It's more of like a medium coverage in my opinion. And it has like a really nice matte finish, but it doesn't feel drying either. After that, we're gonna do a little bit of highlighting. So I'm going in with the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay in Medium Dark Warm. This concealer has more of like a yellow undertone, so it's perfect to highlight under the eyes. I like to also go in on the sides of the mouth, Cupid's bow, and a little bit on the chin. To set everything, I'm using the RCMA No Color Powder. I'm pretty much just going over all the areas that I applied my concealer. So again, under eyes, sides of the mouth, a little bit on the forehead because I do tend to get oily there, and around the mouth where I also applied my concealer. I'm adding a little bit of warmth to my skin using the Guerlain Terracotta Bronzer. This one is in the shade number 7. And I'm just placing that on all the areas that I typically like to bronze. So my forehead, cheekbones, a little bit on the nose, as well as around my chin and jawline. So I'm going to go ahead and start finishing up the eyes. I'm using Level Up first to smoke out the lower lash line, then going back in with that light green eyeshadow from the Morphe 35B palette to blend it out, then Squad from color Raine again to give us that extra bit of smoke. For my waterline, I'm going to use the Urban Decay 24/7 liner. I can't remember the name of this liner. It's just a nice like kind of emerald green type of color. I feel like it went really well with like the overall look because everything is green. But I'm going to put the name of this liner down below in the description box so that way you guys can check it out if you like it. A little bit of lash primer on my lower lashes because they are really thin and I like a fuller look for my lower lashes. So this is just here to kind of help assist out. While it's drying, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my brows. So I'm going in first with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in Ebony. I'm also going to use their Clear Brow Gel just to kind of set everything into place. By the time we're done with our brows, our lash primer should be dry, so I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of coats of that Mousier Big Mascara from Lancome. So last but not least for the eyes, I'm just going to add a little bit of inner corner highlight. I went in with the Cheers to Beauty palette from Colored Raine, and with the shade Rosé, I added that onto the inner corners to brighten it up and to complete the eyes. Before we go in with our glow, I'm going to use a little bit of Badescu Rosewater Facial Spray to kind of refresh the skin and get rid of that powdery look. Then to highlight, I'm using the Anastasia Amrezy Highlighter, and you want to hit all the high points of the face, so a little bit on the forehead, cheekbones, bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, Cupid's bow, and a little bit on the chin. And then last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my lips. I'm using one of my favorite lip liners from NYX. This is their Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Downtown Beauty. This one is really similar to Cork by MAC. I would say it's a little bit darker than it, but it works really well for a lot of different neutral lip combos. I'm using a Lena Lashes liquid lipstick that they sent me. This one's a really cute nude color. I'm gonna drop the name in the description box as well. And then to give my lips a little bit of extra definition, I'm using the Smashbox retractable lip liner in the shade Nude Dark. For gloss today, I'm using two separate products. I'm first going in with JCat's 3D holographic lip gloss in the shade Moon Dust, and then I'm using Nicka K's Diamond Glow lip gloss in the shade Classy. This one's a really pretty like gold shimmery gloss. But that pretty much concludes this look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know how you feel down below in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more makeup tutorials. I love you guys, and hopefully I will see you in my next tutorial.